who does it benefit when they tell perfectly curated lies to get people really upset, to get the public very upset?
Is dumb. And I mean really dumb. She has told on herself so many times, and people digging up old.
The Met Gala fashion's most exclusive night is where the world's biggest stars and designers gather under the watchful eye of Anna Wintour. For years, Blake Lively has been one of its brightest fixtures, a Met Gala mainstay who never fails to dazzle with her show-stopping ensembles and effortless charm. But this year, something is different. Whispers ripple through the fashion world. Blake Lively has been banned, not simply overlooked. Not quietly uninvited. Banned, allegedly blacklisted by Wintour herself. It's the kind of rumor that doesn't just materialize without cause. Wintour, famed for her ironclad control over the Met and the industry at large, doesn't make such decisions lightly. If the whispers are true, it means Blake has done something more than break a dress code. She's broken an unspoken rule, one severe enough to turn her from fashion's golden girl into an unexpected outcast.
And so this is a terrible look for Blake and Ryan Reynolds, but these two seem to be very intent on making every wrong move, in my opinion. Like, they truly believe they are too rich and too connected to have to face any responsibility for their lives. Baldoni case, they just sort of take out, smear, and destroy the reputations of people that they don't like, or people perhaps that their clients don't like. But the question is, who do they do that on?
At first, the idea seemed absurd. What could Baldoni, an actor and filmmaker, possibly have to do with Blake Lively's alleged fall from grace? But as whispers grew louder, the puzzle pieces began to align. Sources close to the situation claimed that Blake and Justin had a serious falling out behind the scenes, one that had stayed hidden until now. Their clash wasn't about simple creative differences or inflated egos. It was something much deeper, something that reportedly reached the highest circles of power. Rumors traced the tension back to a failed project, one that had initially been framed as a dream collaboration between the two. Publicly, Blake and Justin praised each other, projecting an image of mutual admiration. But privately, tension simmered. The partnership soured, and according to insiders, the dispute turned ugly, with both sides digging in, refusing to bend, and making demands the other would not meet.
Really not done. So to be honest, what really happened is we were like, we're going to show the movie, and the studio was like, no, you're going to show 20 minutes. So we're like, no, we're going to show the movie. And they're like, it's not done. And I was like, sure. They're like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done and we're going to change things. I was like,
it was meant to be private, an internal message from Blake to her team, but it didn't stay that way. Reports claimed that the email, filled with unfiltered remarks about both Justin Baldoni and Anna Wintour, was somehow leaked. Whether it was a genuine accident or a calculated move from within Blake's own circle remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that the contents were explosive. According to multiple sources, Blake didn't just vent frustration. She allegedly went on the offensive. In the email, she said to have accused Wintour of blatant favoritism toward Baldoni, suggesting the Vogue editor-in-chief had used her considerable influence to shield him and shape the public narrative. The tone, insiders say, was startlingly sharp, a far cry from the poised, polished image Blake has always projected in public.
You guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You bullies were the ones who were trying to ruin Justin so you could have your way on all the scenes and all the wardrobe and all the control, and you could feel like the producer and the director when you weren't.
Baldoni was hurt financially by what Blake Lively did with the rumors, and including with the New York Times, that he lost money and he lost.
Within days, the industry was in a frenzy. The leaks spread like wildfire, and while no one officially confirmed the email's authenticity, the damage was already done. Wintour's inner circle, notoriously tight and fiercely loyal, reportedly viewed the incident as a betrayal, an insult from someone who should have known better than to bite the hand that had fed her for years. Anna Wintour had long been one of Blake's quiet champions, embracing her as one of the rare modern actresses who truly understood the artistry of high fashion. Blake had graced the cover of Vogue, been a fixture at exclusive events, and held a coveted spot among Wintour's favorite Met Gala attendees. But now all of that seemed to hang in jeopardy. Those close to Wintour insist that the decision to blacklist Blake, if true, wasn't impulsive. Anna is deliberate, methodical, and precise. Yet Blake's alleged remarks weren't merely personal. They cut at the foundation of Wintour's power. In an industry built entirely on relationships and reverence, Blake's criticisms weren't just seen as defiance. They were a direct challenge to the hierarchy itself. And in fashion, no one challenges Anna Wintour and walks away unscathed. Still, some wondered if there was more at play. Was this purely personal, or was Wintour sending a message? By allegedly banning one of the Met Gala's most beloved figures, was she reminding everyone where the real power lies? Others speculated that Justin Baldoni had, intentionally or not, become a pawn in a much larger game, a figure Wintour had chosen to protect for strategic reasons. Had he leveraged his connections to turn a tide in his favor? Or was this simply Wintour drawing a hard line between those who remained loyal and those who dared to question her? Whatever the truth, the fallout was immediate. Both Hollywood and fashion circles buzzed with speculation. Was Blake Lively truly being cast out, or was this all exaggerated gossip? And if the ban was real, was it permanent? Could she recover, or had she made an enemy too powerful to confront? For someone like Blake, who had built her image on grace, likability, and control, the situation was unprecedented. Her career had been as carefully curated as her red carpet looks, elegant, uncontroversial, and scandal-free. Until now. Worse yet, she had yet to respond. With the Met Gala fast approaching, all eyes were on her. Would Blake remain silent and try to repair things behind closed doors? Or would she make a bold move, perhaps even defy the alleged ban altogether? If Wintour had truly closed her doors to her, Blake faced a defining crossroads. She could seek redemption, rebuilding bridges she'd supposedly burned, or she could embrace the controversy, positioning herself as the rare celebrity willing to stand up to fashion's most powerful figure. The stakes could not have been higher. The Met Gala wasn't just a red carpet, it was a coronation, a sign of who mattered most in the world of style. To be excluded wasn't merely a personal slight, it was a professional wound. And yet, in an age where public opinion could shift with a single statement, the narrative was still malleable. The question wasn't if Blake would respond, it was how. Because one wrong move could turn a temporary exile into a permanent fall from grace. When news of the rumor ban broke online, the reaction was immediate and fierce. The Met Gala was Blake's stage, her annual moment to shine, to define the night. The idea that she might be shut out sent shockwaves through fans and insiders alike. Even those close to her were reportedly blindsided. Yes, she had expected some fallout from her feud with Baldoni, but no one in her camp believed it would escalate this far. Some in Blake's inner circle quietly admitted she may have underestimated Wintour's reach. Once the email leaked, and her criticisms of the Vogue titan were exposed, the damage was irreversible. Social media erupted. Hashtags like #BlakeBan began trending. Fans flooded timelines with her most iconic Met Gala looks. Jewel gowns, gilded crowns, glowing smiles, paired with captions like, "Will we ever see another Met moment from Blake?" Others, however, were less sympathetic, calling her alleged comments arrogant, a sign she believed herself untouchable. Fashion insiders were split. Some defended Wintour, arguing she was simply upholding the unspoken rules of her domain. Others saw something darker, a power play, a warning shot to remind everyone that Vogue's queen still ruled the throne. Then came the quiet responses from Wintour's powerful allies. Designers, stylists, and publicists began posting carefully worded statements about respect and loyalty. Meanwhile, a handful of bold voices, mostly younger, independent creatives, seemed to shade Wintour's decision, posting cryptic comments about the dangers of gatekeeping and the need for change. And through it all, one question burned brighter than the rest. What would Blake do next? Some sources claimed she was strategizing quietly, opting to let the storm pass before attempting reconciliation. Others whispered that she was preparing something bigger, a statement, perhaps even a countermove. Would she speak out in an interview? Appear elsewhere on Met Night dressed to kill, as if to prove she didn't need an invitation? Rumors spiraled that she might even host her own rival fashion event, a rebellious gesture that would send shockwaves through the industry. But beneath the noise lingered a sobering reality. No one truly knew if this was temporary or permanent. Few have ever been permanently blacklisted from the Met Gala. But then again, few had ever directly challenged Anna Wintour. Whether this was a one-year consequence or a lifetime exile, one thing was certain: the world was watching. If Blake Lively had indeed lost her seat at fashion's most powerful table, she was faced with a choice: rebuild, retaliate, or reinvent. And as the Met Gala loomed closer, one question echoed across red carpets, runways, and social media feeds alike.